The trial was supposed to start in 4 days, and now an unexpected twist in the Anthony Garcia trial. The man accused of killing 4 people now has no defense attorney.
Remember, the legal team he hired is from out of state, but the only way they could practice law was to have lawyers from Nebraska join them. Today, those 2 local lawyers quit.
And on that defense team, the lawyers from Illinois, ethical concerns have been raised about them. And our Jessica Gill has been covering these developments and the big question, what's next?
Yeah, guys, things are already getting interesting, and again, the trial hasn't even begun. Now, what happened today in court didn't only surprise those in attendance, it surprised legal experts as well. What's your initial reaction to today's decision?
I'm surprised because it was, I'm surprised.
The defense attorneys for Dr. Anthony Garcia, the man accused of murdering 4 people, are shocked by what happened in court. The county attorney, not so much.
When you have the attorneys who are the local representatives say that they can't be involved in the case anymore, or they don't want to be involved, and they're withdrawing because of issues they felt were very important, ethical issues, we're not surprised.
While Don Klein filed a motion to remove the Illinois-based lawyers from the case, the judge didn't even need to consider it. You see, since the local team has left the case, it leaves Allison Mata, Robert Mata Sr., and Robert Mata Jr. off the case as well. This leaves Garcia with no representation. The Matas would have to find other local counsel before they reapply to practice here. And now, according to legal expert Thomas Olson, who is shocked by this turn of events, there's bound to be a delay in the trial either way. Let's say the Matas are successful in finding new local counsel.
Then I don't believe there would be necessarily that long of a delay.
But if the court denies the Matas' application to practice law here, even though they may have found local counsel, Garcia would need a brand new team of experts to represent him.
So that counsel would have to be prepared. That counsel would have to have the opportunity to review all the discovery, would have to have the opportunity to select and have testing or investigative work by an expert if they choose. So it's going to be something that's going to be rather time consuming, obviously, if you're starting from ground zero right from the get-go.
And while it may not be surprised, the state is disappointed.
The victims' families had made arrangements to be here so that they could watch the trial. That's what this case is about. It's about those 4 people who lost their lives, and it's very frustrating not to be able to conclude that for these people who have waited so long.
I did speak with Allison Mata right after today's hearing. She tells me they will indeed be seeking new local counsel, but again, John and Mallory, it's ultimately up to the judge to decide whether to allow the Matas back on this case.
So, Jessica, when does Garcia actually appear in court again?
There's a hearing set for tomorrow Monday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's when jury selection was supposed to take place. And it is expected that there will be discussion on who's taking on Garcia now, whether it's the Matas with new local representation or someone completely different.
All right, thanks. Jessica Gill reporting live.